Okay, we're looking at the RWS 5G 177 caliber break barrel spring piston pellet pistol. That is a mouthful. This is an interesting little air gun, I have to say. When I first got it, I was really mad because I just did not like it. Had a really crisp trigger pull. It still does, actually. I haven't really been able to find a way to adjust the trigger, though admittedly I haven't really messed with it too much. But I didn't like the trigger pull. One of the things I just absolutely hated about it was the safety. Now, it's a break barrel, so you cock it like this, and it just cocks all the way back. You load the pellet in right there, snap it back into place. Once that's done, the safety is this little button right there, this little lever. You push it. When you do that, it makes this really loud click. Now, the click noise is almost as loud as the shot itself. And I hate that, especially for hunting purposes, because the animal's going to hear the click from the safety. Now, I personally think that safety shouldn't be automatic. You should be able to engage them and disengage them as you see fit. They shouldn't make a noise, but some airgun manufacturers choose to make these really terrible, loud, clanky safeties. So that was another thing I just absolutely hated about it. Again, I've gotten used to it. The gun itself is fairly ergonomic. It's got this handle here with a little kind of a thumb ramp. I'm not sure what that's called, but allows your thumb to rest there. It's kind of long, it's a little front heavy, but that is necessary for this type of pistol. Has open sights, dovetail sights. So you can see those. The front one is adjustable for windage. What I've actually done, because again, this is very flawed, this thing would just slide back and forth easily. Now, I don't need to adjust for windage for every shot. You know, if anything, I'll just aim a little to the left or right based on the wind. So I think it's kind of stupid to have a windage adjustment. Actually, it should just be fixed. But what I've done is I just took a tiny piece of bubble gum. I'm talking extremely tiny. And I stuck it under there and then slid this thing back in. And that was enough to adhere it, or to keep it from sliding back and forth, because you have to, when you cock it, you have to grab it right there. So every time you cock it, that thing's going to move unless you put something in there to secure it. So I got that sorted out. As far as the performance of the gun, I guess we can talk a little bit about the looks of it first. It's got this kind of weird camouflage pattern. I've spray painted the heck out of this thing using, I even put like a Sharpie marker to make a little like twig design in it, and then I spray painted that over again and used some stencils to kind of give it this like deserty snakeskin type look. You'll see this material here. This is actually sticky back felt. It's up here on the bottom of the barrel so that you can rest it on something when you shoot, and it doesn't clink around, and it doesn't scratch it up. Then there's a couple pieces right here, because again, this poor ergonomics of the gun, your thumb rests there, and you just have this like sharp, it's not really sharp, but it's this hard kind of edge where the plastic sits. And after a while cocking this thing, that kind of wears on your thumb there. So putting this little padding there of the felt makes that nice and soft. It's got this little butt cap here that comes off. And I guess you could put something in there, it's just hollow. I don't really know what that's for, but that does come off. I suppose you could probably even put like a butt stock on there, and maybe like rig like a Tipman stock and turn it into a carbine or something. That's actually interesting. So other than that, that's pretty much the aesthetics of the gun. It's got this barrel brake on here, but that doesn't do anything. The gun itself is very quiet. It just kind of makes like a doink type sound when you shoot it. It doesn't sound like a release of air the way I guess all Springers are like that in that respect, but it's low powered enough that you just don't get that rapport of the air. You just only hear the spring. It's very, very quiet. So that's definitely an attribute. The performance, as far as the power, the company advertises it at 700 feet per second. You'd be lucky to get 5. I think this thing cronnies at about, usually I get it at about like 495. I have got it over 5 before depending on the pellet, but this pellet gun is 500 feet per second. That's what it's cronnied at. So, you know, it's 500 feet per second in a 177 cal. Technically is enough for small game hunting. And I'll tell you what, I have shot a lot of birds with this. The thing about it, I got it actually because I wanted a finishing pistol. Just something that when I would shoot a bird with my rifle, if it wasn't dead, I could go out in the yard and I could shoot it with this up close and wouldn't, you know, scare my neighbors by walking out there with a rifle. So I got this just as a little, you know, finishing off pistol. Then I realized eventually that it's pretty accurate. You can get pretty good with these open sights. The performance is repeatable. You know, it's very accurate. So once you get it down, you know, you're going to be hitting the same spot every time. So especially close up, been able to shoot a lot of birds with this. I've even killed a lot of pigeons at under 20 yards. This will kill a pigeon no problem. I've used a lot of different types of ammo. I probably like Gammo rockets the best with this gun. You know, any of the Crossman pellets work really well as well. So you can use a lot of different types of ammunition. I wouldn't use any of that, you know, PBA, you know, synthetic, lightweight pellet stuff. You need to be using lead with this thing. So it's and it's pretty heavy. I don't know the exact weight. I guess it's not a proper review in that respect, so I don't know the weight and the dimensions, but it's a pretty hefty pistol. It's pretty long. I do have I did a review on a holster that I use for it, made by Husky, which is just a cordless drill holster, but it fits this really well. So you can put it, you know, use it with a holster. But like I said, there's a lot of things I didn't like about this gun when I first got it, but it's actually turned out to be one of my more reliable and preferred pistols, or air gun pistols that I have. RWS is actually a great company as far as air guns. So despite the design flaws and the straight up lie about the velocity, the gun is very accurate and durable. So I guess, you know, accuracy is probably one of the main things you want out of an air gun, and it does have that. It is small, so you can take this, put it in a backpack or something. If you want to be, you know, incognito, nobody will ever know it's there. It's quiet, so you can shoot it. As long as nobody sees you, even if they hear it, they won't recognize it even as an air gun shot. It just sounds like, you know, somebody dropping something on the ground or something. It doesn't have that shot rapport type sound. So that's another benefit of it. Overall, I have to say I do like the pistol. I don't even think they make these anymore. They've had a few variants of them, some with a scope rail, so you can mount a scope. It does have a lot of recoil because it's a spring piston, so I don't think a scope would be your best option. Plus it would make it bulkier, a little more unwieldy, so the open sights are nice with it. But I just wanted to share with you guys this airgun review video and let you see what I've done to this thing. I do have a lot of other airgun videos on my channel. That's pretty much the only guns that I have. So if you're into that kind of thing, subscribe and look through my other videos. I've got a lot of Crossman pistols in there if you like that sort of thing. But other than that, thanks for watching the video. Take care.